Here's my favorite part. Look at all those stalkers get healed right back to full, good as new. Still have all 5 that I was given throughout my travel, and I'm gonna need them because this next corner is one of the more difficult ones. It requires a fair deal of micro and a lot of focus. So I put my stalkers kind of grouped up. I'll put them on hold position once I find a place I'm kind of comfortable with, and there I did. And I'll take one stalker generally and put it, well, you're about to see it. Put it just up the top in range of the Overseer, but not in such an area that is going to go ahead and pull a Mutalisk or a couple Mutalisk.
We move unseen. Very wise. You address me? En Arudin Rashagal. It shall be as you say. For the reckoning. Intriguing. Veraku. Intriguing. We move unseen.
And here I go, committing to the attack. I have the Broodlord's attention. I have an Overseer that's able to see Zeratul. But I take out the Broodlord first because he's going to do a lot of damage to my stalkers, whereas the Overseer is more of an annoyance than anything else. So I have them all my stalkers grouped up. I'm going to go ahead and pull a Mutalisk back. I'm going to take my healthiest stalker, and got surprised by an Ultralisk. So I just kite with my stalkers and let Zeratul do the majority of that work before I go ahead and pick out this Mutalisk who just has no chance at all. And now I'm advancing to the easier part. Really, all you have to do is blink in and quickly Void Prism the anti-air Zerg thing. I can't think of the name. And once that's done, Zeratul can freely take out the rest of the Spinecrawler.
I will be redeemed. I serve. Veraku.
I have a strong feeling that the next part is the most difficult part for many players, partially because the event starts as soon as you see it. I made an error here. I'd recommend running Zeratul back to where he's not even going to be a factor in this event, because all he's going to do is get hurt. That's pretty much all he can do. Have your stalkers right there, and once the Zerglings get close by, go ahead and blink them away on the other side. And you're going to go ahead and wait here until blink is ready, and then blink back and pray that you don't have another fail stalker, because that stalker will fail in an immense manner. And just 3 blinks and you're done pretty much.
My burdens weigh heavily. We must not hesitate. Very well. Honor commands.
Now, a lot of people have trouble finding the second and third hatchery because they are fairly well hidden. After that Baneling area, just run down to where your stalkers were blinking to retreat from the first run by the Zergling, and you're going to go ahead and find the first hatchery, or second hatchery, rather, not well defended at all. In fact, with one good Void Prism, you can pretty much take out the whole thing. I could have just dove straight for the hatchery and made that, but I figured when I'm in the neighborhood, I might as well go ahead and slay a few Ultralisk.
I will fulfill my calling. We are one with the shadows. In the service of Ire. En Arudin.
Now here was a tricky part for me to find a way to do the next event without being horrible at it and having it fairly repeatable. What I did was run Zeratul down here, triggered the event, and have my stalkers at the top of the ramp. This let them shoot the Baneling that was supposed to unburrow from behind and flank them, and take out stuff below fairly easily. So you're definitely going to want to try that. And here's kind of a fun part. You get to kill as many things as you can in a shorter time period as possible. Use blink to move your stalkers up because they'll have more firing time. And if anything is getting burrowed, go ahead and take it out as quickly as you can. It's quite difficult once you let things get set in motion. And you do have one thing you can use. If you took out the spore crawler or spore colony, the detector, you only need one void prism to let Zeratul run rampant below. And if you missed that and weren't able to, there's a cliff to the left where you can take out the spore colony with stalkers. And there might be a spine crawler or two in range, but it's really your best option.
I will erase the demons of the past.
Pretty simple what you do here. Just let the zealots get hit and make sure to take out anything that would be a pretty dangerous target to the zealots. Up next, you're going to have a Mutalisk and 2 Broodlords, I believe. Seeing how you are the only anti-air, you've got to focus those down really quick. I guess it is 3 Mutalisk on Brutal. Just pop off the Mutalisk, and then Stalker should take care of the Broodlords fairly easily. And next up, you have the Nidus Worm. And despite what you want to do, focus the Nidus Worm first and at the highest priority. Don't even bother with any stuff down there, otherwise you're going to be destroyed. The Nidus Worm will pump out units fairly regularly while they're alive, so in a long-term benefit, it's a lot more effective to go ahead and take out the Spine Crawler, or Nidus Worm. And here will be the 3rd hidden hatchery. I gotta give credit to Blizzard. These are fantastically hidden. I couldn't find them my first couple of try-throughs, and I just had to look for black space on the mini-map for any idea of where it would be. And I'm looking at the base, I'm kind of surveying it, and I decide that I may want a couple stalkers to give Zeratul some help. Because they have 2 spore crawlers up there, so it's going to be very difficult for him to take out the colony by himself. One option, I suppose, if you're out of stalkers, would be to Void Prism 1 colony, blink in, do as much damage to destroy the second one, and then blink out, wait for your shields to recharge, and then go ahead and do the same process again for the remaining colony. Now, I do make a blunder, and unfortunately, one stalker will meet an untimely demise here, and pretty much I just completely forget to macro him or micro him back. A complete blunder on my end, so with focus you won't even encounter any kind of trouble. Alternatively, a lot of you may be thinking, I could have backed up my stalkers and let that be that. But the problem is, unless you properly place Zeratul, you're going to lose vision of that upper cliff, and then the roaches are going to be pounding on you and you're not going to be able to return fire.
It is done. All of Kerrigan's hatcheries are destroyed. There is yet hope for this world. Sway heavily. I am the heart of darkness. For the reckoning. We must not hesitate.
Here is the fun little end mission part. You have to get 3 stalkers to Zeratul's Void Ray ship on normal or anything more difficult. So you don't have to do it on brutal. One nice little trick is you can queue up action commands for your stalkers. Oh, and one stalker did go down. You can queue up action commands for your stalkers where you can have them walk up to the edge of a rock and then blink, so you don't have a fail stalker, which could be quite annoying. Now here, I've normally been blinking through the rocks, but my blink was on cooldown. So I went ahead and killed that last part before I blitzed right on through to the end, and took care of everything.